Good morning, guys, and welcome to my channel. I obviously have not done my hair or makeup yet for the day. It is just when I'm waking up in the morning, but I wanted to welcome you to my What I Eat in a Day and How I Exercise in a Day on the mywwblue program. I will be having my meal prep meals for the week and then also showing you how I snack in there. And I will also mention the exercise that I'm getting. It's not going to be a huge exercise day today. Yesterday I restarted the Total Strength program on the Peloton app, and I have a video about that. I will link it down below because I found that having a program for strength training really kept me on track. So yesterday was upper body day. I'm a little sore from that, and I'm not trying to go like all out and exhaust myself today. I'm just trying to get maybe I'll try for like an hour on the bike, maybe not even that much, and then at least 10,000 steps is what I'm aiming for today. I will show you my coffee and my breakfast when I get it going, and my coffee's actually just brewing now. And yeah, we'll spend the day together. As mentioned, I'm going to start with my coffee for the day. I am having just regular brewed coffee from a coffee pot, and usually I use 2% milk, but I have really been enjoying this Silk protein milk, and I'm sorry I have the French side forward. It's a Canadian problem. I think because it has the extra protein in it as well as being lighter because of being an almond milk, it is only 1 point per half cup, where I believe milk is 2 points. So I tend to save about a point or so with that. And I have a half cup total. I put a quarter cup in each mug of coffee like this, and I have 2 of these in the morning. And the sweetener that I like to use is equal sweetener. So my coffee for this morning will be 1 point. And I should mention now, if any of this becomes post-filming voiceover, it will be because just after filming my intro this morning, they brought a crane in outside. They're doing window washing, which is great that it's going to be clean, but it's going to be loud. So we will see. I've started getting my breakfast ready and just cut open the watermelon that I bought, and it is absolutely delicious. And if you look closely, you can see where I've started going at it with a spoon already. So I think I'm going to just have like a quarter of this watermelon with my breakfast because it's just so delicious. And then I'm going to put the other wedges into the fridge so it can get like nice and chilled watermelon, which is just going to be so refreshing. It's so juicy and so delicious. Hey friends, so I wanted to show you my breakfast. I already showed you my giant wedge of watermelon that I just put into a big bowl there. But then the other part of my breakfast is just this toast with a fried egg on top. And you can't really tell very well, but it is 1 point bread. It's this Betty's light bread, whole wheat. I don't know, there's not a lot of substance to it, so I would almost, I think, prefer using like a point or two more and having a more dense rye bread, but it's doing the job. And then spread under the egg, I have a wedge of this Laughing Cow cheese that I picked up that I hadn't tried before. This is the red bean and cheese spread. I tried this yesterday on my toast with my chili at lunch, and the flavor was a little overwhelmed because my chili was really spicy, but I've just tasted a little bit of it, and it's interesting. I would say this doesn't have a lot of cheese flavor to it. It almost tastes like a black bean spread with paprika in it. So I'm gonna see how it does with my runny egg. So all together with the fruit and the cheese and the bread and the egg on the Blue plan, this is a 2 point breakfast. And I'm just gonna have it with a big bottle of water. And I should say, when I say bottle of water, I'm not using disposable bottles. I have a soda stream that I rarely use for actually carbonating water, but I use the bottles as my bottles to drink out of for the day because each one is 32 ounces of water. So I try to drink 3 to 4 of those per day. So here we are with one of my favorite lunches. I have here my very favorite 0 Point black bean vegetarian chili. I have 2 cups of it there. That is a huge bowl. And then I've topped it for 0 points with some Greek 0% plain yogurt, which acts like sour cream, and then topped it off with some sriracha. And over here, I have 2 more slices of that Betty's bread for 2 points. On top of that, I have some Laughing Cow cheese. This time I used the garlic and herb, 2 triangles of that. I feel like this would work really well with the smoked cheese and with the cheddar cheese and the plain one, but I had exactly 2 triangles of this left, so I wanted to use it up. And I've just topped that with some sliced Granny Smith apple because I really like that cheese and apple combination, and then just the extra apple to snack on. So all of this is 4 points. It's just the points for the bread and the Laughing Cow cheese. I am going to go devour this, and I will be full for hours afterwards. Guys, I don't even know if I can express to you how much I do not feel like being on this bike and starting my workout right now. My sleep for the last number of days has been terrible, and I much more feel like taking a nap right now. Originally, you saw me at the start of the day saying, you know, all confident about how I was going to do an hour on the bike. I think where I am now, I would like to get like 10 kilometers in, and if I get going and I feel good, then I can keep going, but if not, that's totally fine, and I've done an amount that will make me happy for the day. So I'll see you on the other side. Okay, that is done. A little over 12 kilometers in a little over 30 minutes. Not the full 60 I was thinking this morning, but that's totally fine. And now I'm happy because the rest of the day, my exercise is done and my meals are prepped, so I can just relax and hopefully get to sleep early tonight and get a good night's rest. Post-workout, I am having a Premier Protein, a caramel Premier Protein. I would normally put some cold brew into this, just a little splash of it to make it like a coffee drink. But because I'm trying to get my sleeping back on track, I don't want to have like any additional caffeine. So this time I just added a couple of ice cubes to it because I do find if I'm just drinking it straight, it's very creamy, like creamier than I want it to be. So I just put some ice in here to keep it cold and let it melt down a little bit. But this will be nice because these fill me up a little bit, which means like it's a little later in the day now, and it will help me not feel as snacky, even though I have a good amount of food planned for the rest of the day. And because my meals this week are all vegetarian, you will notice that I'm adding in protein shakes, protein bars, a few of those things in addition to the beans that are in my meals, just to make sure I'm getting a good amount of protein to keep me satiated and feeling good. Here we are with my dinner. This is a Weight Watchers recipe. It is Indian spiced potatoes with cauliflower. It's a slow cooker recipe, and I'll show you a picture of what the actual recipe picture looks like. I think I overcooked mine a little and stirred it a bit much, so it got a little bit more broken down than theirs did in the picture, but it still tastes good. It's basically just onions cooked in some spices and then done in a crock pot with potatoes, cauliflower, and I chose to add chickpeas for a bit of extra protein. And I've topped it off here just with some yogurt, a little bit of cilantro because I had some, and then some cumin seeds. So it's a pretty light little dinner, but I think it'll be tasty. And I should mention that the whole thing is 4 points. It's basically just points for the potatoes and the bit of oil that the onions were cooked in, and that's the points on the blue plan. And I'm not sure that I've mentioned this, but I will put a screen up at the very end of this video with all of the points for the day. I am finishing my night out with a snack. As you can see, I've got a bunch of veggies here, baby carrots and cucumber cut up. And here I have some dip that I made. I'm not going to eat all of this dip. This is like a huge amount of dip. But it's basically about a cup of Greek yogurt, 0% plain Greek yogurt, mixed with this Clubhouse country herb mix. So the amount of dip that I'm going to have, I'll probably have about a quarter, a little less than a quarter of this container, will be 0 points. And then I have these Quest protein chips. To me, these taste just exactly like nacho cheese chips, and they're full of protein, and it is 3 points per bag. So this is my end of the evening 3-point snack. Hey guys, it is the next day, and I thought I would do a little bit of a summary. And please excuse my hair. I'm on like day 3 dry shampoo hair, and I tried having it up in a bun, but I was looking at myself in the viewfinder and I looked bald. So we're going with this. I thought just here at the end I would give you a little bit of a review of the foods that I ate during the day. I know some of them I mentioned as I was going through, like the Betty's whole wheat bread. As I said, I'd like it to be a bit more substantial. The Laughing Cow bean and cheese spread, it was nice enough with the egg. It gave it that little bit of extra flavor, but I do think I prefer the cheeses a little bit better, like the herb and garlic or the smoked cheese. The black bean chili is just one of my staples. It is spicy with the yogurt. It is creamy. It is filling. I just find it to be such a comforting taste. I absolutely love that recipe. You will see it mentioned over and over again here on my channel, so that one I really like. The curry that I had in the evening, it is good. It is very lightly spiced, and I don't know if it's a little bit lightly spiced because I added the chickpeas, and that meant that the spice was diluted a little bit more. Chickpeas have a pretty, I don't want to say bland flavor, but you need a fair bit of spice to get them to pop, and I feel like maybe I should have increase the amount of spices in the dish to compensate for adding in the chickpeas. If you're interested in this, it does have very lovely warm flavors, and when I say that, I mean warm in the sense of like the cumin and the turmeric, because it's not hot spicy in any way at all. I would not shy away from making this dish if you're worried about the spice level of it, because although there are lots of spices, they are not spicy spices, if you get what I mean. The dip turned out quite well. I would not know that it was sort of a low point, low fat dip if it was sort of served to me without knowing how it was put together. So I really do like the country herb. Generally in those Clubhouse packets, I get the ranch dressing, which is also really nice. And I've also tried the dill, which is also good. So I would recommend any of those Clubhouse mixes mixed with yogurt as a dip, just really nice. And I did notice from going back and looking through my footage that for some reason I didn't have a clip of saying my little dessert after dinner. I did have a Built bar. This one is the birthday cake with sprinkles. It is a 3-point bar. I will mention that I do like some of the Built bar flavors more than others. I bought this one because it was sort of a special release, and it's not necessarily my favorite. This one is white chocolate on the outside, so it is a little bit sweeter, and I do prefer that more like milk chocolate or even dark chocolate taste to the white chocolate. And also, while the sprinkles are fun, I feel like you should be able to hear this. They don't stick very well to the bar. So I would say when I take this bar out of here, there'll be maybe 1/4 to 1/3 of the sprinkles actually attached to the bar, and the rest of them are just in the package, which just makes it a little more messy than anything else. And then I'm eating the sprinkles out of the package, because you better believe if I'm tracking the points, I'm going to get every little bit of bar and sprinkles and sweetness out of here that I can get. So I believe that was everything I needed to tell you about my food for the day. It ended up being a 19-point day, which means I had 4 points to roll over, which is good because I'm planning later on this week on going out to a patio and having some beers with friends. So I think that will help me sort of manage if I have a few extra rollovers. But as I mentioned before, I will post all of my points at the end of this. And I also mentioned I would show you my activity. Because I wear an Apple Watch, I do track my activity through the Apple Health app. I ended up getting 821 active move calories burned for the day, as well as 55 minutes of exercise. And I did end up walking just over 12,000 steps, which was good for 7.9 kilometers according to my app. And when I transferred that into the WW app, that does end up giving me 20 fit points for the day. However, what I tend to do is not eat my fit points, but I do eat all of my weeklies because I know I am getting a certain amount of activity. So that was my day. Thank you so much, you guys. Please let me know if you enjoyed this video by giving it a thumbs up. That really does help me out. If you are not yet subscribed but want to see more of my content, hit subscribe and hold on here to the end, and I will post my points of the day. Thanks so much, and see you in my next video. Bye.